Start.
What is the relationship between repression and perversion? How does repression create perversion? How can a perverted mind be healed from its sickness?
First sentence.
What is the relationship between repression and perversion?
The ego is a perfectionist. So, when it comes to know or when it listens to enlightened people, the Buddhas, that they have gone beyond, they have transcended lower instincts like sex, anger, greed, envy, jealousy, possessiveness. And when an egoistic see a Buddha, the silence on his face, the peace, the serenity, the calmness, the compassion, the love, a man without any problem. And it wants to be that. It knows not how the Buddha has transcended the mind, how it has gone beyond lower instincts. So the only way for it is to repress. To repress is very easy. It needs no art. It needs no capability, no dexterity. You have to just wear a mask, and maybe most of the egoistic people, they think that Buddhas are also just making a show off. They have just mastered their behavior. And behavior can be very easily seen. You cannot see the inner transformation. So it knows only one way, that if you repress these things, and it hurts your ego that you are possessed, you are ruled, you are forced by your instincts to become angry, to become sexual, to become greedy. You feel a great bondage and you want to be liberated. But that needs great intelligence, great awareness, patience, arduous effort, which an egoist is not ready to do. It is only interested in the final result, not in the process. It is like you don't want to learn how to solve some mathematical problem, but you can see the answer which is on the back of the book. So the only thing it knows is to repress. And you cannot repress natural instinct. When you repress, then it goes on collecting. It becomes more and more stronger. It goes into your unconscious. and then it becomes more stronger. You are able to repress it only when there is no lure from outside, when the situation is not there. But whenever the situation arises, then you always fail, because you cannot, there is no way that you can win over the natural instinct. You can transform them by being aware of them. The more conscious you become, the lesser the hold of these instincts over you remains. So, people like Gautam Buddha who has given, it's not that this meditation was not there before Buddha, Vipassana, but through it he transformed himself. He discovered that if you go on watching the breath, because this is the only thing which is constant in you, which you can watch. So it is all the time there. The more watchful you become, the more harmonious, the more musical it becomes, the slower it becomes. And when your breath is slow and deep, then you cannot be angry, you cannot be sexual. And it can become slow only when you are watching it, when you are aware of it. And watching means presence. You are present. The watchman is there. When the watchman is there, then the thieves cannot enter. And these are all thieves. And when you start becoming watchful, this is what meditation is. When you start becoming watchful, so breath is a constant thing in you. So it is the most helpful thing to become a watcher, because it is constant. So as you start watching your breath, you become more conscious. The more conscious you will become, the more you will be able to watch your breath. And sometime while you are watching your breath, some thought will appear, or some emotion or feeling, or you can watch some mood within you arising. But as you start watching, then the separation is created. One who is watching becomes separate from whatever he is watching. So, if you are able to watch your thoughts, your emotions, then you become separate from it. And once you are separated from your thoughts, your emotion, your instincts, your greed, your anger, your sexuality, then they start losing their power over you. They are powerful when this watchfulness, this witnessing consciousness is not present. It is always there, the consciousness is there, or you can say here, but you are not paying attention to it. The reality is, if the consciousness is not here, then you cannot say I am or I exist. Only when the consciousness is present, you can say I am. While you are asleep in the night, the consciousness is at rest. And when in the morning your sleep is broken, first thing is that consciousness appears. Because consciousness needs a body to function. For its manifestation, a body is needed, a form is needed. Otherwise, it becomes unmanifest. So, the moment it appears in the morning, it gets identified with this body. And then this I sense appears, this me sense, I am this body. And at the same time, the universe, the whole world also appears. You are this body and everything else is separate from you. This I and you relationship happens. So, this consciousness contains this universe, it contains the sense of I am. Without the presence of consciousness, you cannot say I am. So if you don't want to repress something, then the only way is to become conscious. And if you are repressing things, you cannot be free from it. What is the second line?
How does repression create perversion?
What is the meaning of repression? Repression means that something is real within you, something is there, but you don't want to accept it. You are creating conflict. You become divided. So all your lower instinct comes from your unconscious. They are more powerful. And you have created a conscious mind. The society has created it. The culture has created it. It has put a moral police inside you. So, because of people who became enlightened. Some people saw that they are so peaceful, silent, and they are so respected. Then hypocrite also, they thought that it is good opportunity. We can act like Buddha. All those charlatans, and they thought that if we can just change our behavior, then we cannot be caught. So they took the message of Buddha that if anger is bad, sex is bad, greed is bad, and if you are free from these things, then your life will be blissful. So they were greedy, and greedy people collected around them. So then what they did was to just change the behavior. It is easy to change behavior, but what can be observed is only behavior. So anyone who is not showing anger, is not showing any greed, or from the front door he is not having any illicit immoral relationship, we think this man is a saint. And then these people start getting respect, and they will go on teaching that sex is bad, anger is bad. So the only thing which people will do, they will start repressing it. And when you repress something, it goes even deeper inside you. It's not that if you have repressed something, it will vanish, it will disappear, it is no longer there. It takes a stronger root inside you. And whenever the opportunity will come, it will hit you hard. It is like you are boiling something in the pressure cooker. If you go on boiling, if you go on putting heat, then one day it can burst. So you cannot win anything by repression. So when you become repressed, it doesn't mean that you are transformed. So it will express itself in other ways, and that is perversion. If you are just acting as if you have no anger, you are all the time being very sweet, then the same anger will express in sexuality. Your mind will become very sexual. Or if you go on repressing anger for very long, then you will become angry all the time. You will remain angry all the time. Without even any reason, the anger is there. You may not be expressing. But if someone is more alert, then he can feel that the anger is very much just below the surface. It is always ready to come. So then anger will become like his normal state. All the time there will be some anger. This way, if you go on repressing things, you will be always restless. You cannot relax. Because so many things are boiling inside you. You have collected so much poison inside you. Your whole system has become poisoned, polluted. Your whole body will become tense. So, you were trying to be free from anger. You were trying to be free from sexuality. You were trying to be free from greed. But the opposite will happen. You will become a hypocrite. Something else is within you and you are trying to show something else. If you are expressing, if this sex is there and you are expressing it, then you are like an healthy animal. But if you go on repressing it, so if you are able to express sex naturally, then you are a healthy animal. And animals are beautiful. They are not divided. But if you repress it, then you will become schizophrenic. You will become divided and there will be conflict going on within you. There will be storm inside you. On the outside, you may be hiding yourself, wearing mask upon mask. You may be posing as a saint, but inside things are boiling. And instead of being an healthy animal, you can become a demon, a rapist. From the front door, you may be preaching scriptures, Bible, Gita, Quran, but from the back door, in the darkness of night, you may be doing just the opposite of it. So if you don't want to be a charlatan, if you don't want to be a pseudo saint, a fraud, a fake person, a con man, then you have to understand your energy. And you can understand only by being conscious. Because once you are conscious, then you are separated from whatever you are able to watch. When you are a watcher, you are not that which you are able to watch. When you are an observer, whatever you are able to observe, you are separate from that. So the meditation, the science of meditation is to find out this witnessing consciousness and be established in that. It is being a watcher on the hill. When you are a watcher on the hill, whatever is happening below on the road, you know you are not part of it. You are just the watcher. So this is a great science of finding the witnessing consciousness, finding that choiceless awareness, which is just like a mirror that reflects everything, which is not choosing anything, not rejecting anything. What was the third line?
How can a perverted mind be healed from its sickness?
Mind will be always perverted because it is created, all the minds are created by unconscious and ignorant society. The mind is not created by enlightened people. So if you want to be healed, then you have to become a daredevil. If you want to follow the society, if you want to be part of the society, if you want their acceptance, their praise, then you will always remain the same person. If you want to transform yourself, then you cannot be a sheep following a blind society. So whatever we call as tradition, culture, these are all rotten things. These are all created by ignorant people, not the enlightened people. Only few individuals become enlightened. And to create a science of meditation, very few have that logical brain or left brain. So, like Buddha or Patanjali, they created an exact science. Otherwise, somehow people can stumble upon the truth, the real truth within. But they don't know the way how to lead other people. But meditation is a science, it's a way. If you are following it, one day the result will come. But you need to be patient. Those who have come to know themselves, they have declared Shivoham, Shivoham. I am that pure consciousness. So they have said that they are not whatever you believe you are. None of them you are. You are not this body, you are not this mind, you are not your emotions, you are not your thought, you are not the five elements, you are neither female nor male, you are neither in your pure state. There is no mother, no father, no brother, no friend. You are always that witnessing consciousness. It is not part of any nation, any religion. Neither it is a guru or a disciple. You are not the five Sheath You are not the food body. You are not the vital body, the pranic body. You are not the mental body. You are not the emotional body. You are not the bliss body. You are beyond all those things. So if you want to know that pure consciousness, then the experiments are needed. If you have become very sexual, then there is two ways. Either just try to become more conscious, or you try to be conscious and at the same time you experience sex. And then you will realize whatever is happening is within you. The other is just a trigger. Osho even allowed Western people to have group sex because they are obsessed with sex. And in the group sex, the light is in darkness. So no one knows who is the partner. Then there is only meeting of energy. Otherwise, we are all the time concerned very much with the form. We are lost in the other. Here we have to experience what energy is and experience the experiencer. While you are in that act, it is easy to experience if you are meditative also. So Tantra is only for those people who are very meditative. But if you are very much programmed, conditioned, if morality is very strong within you, then you will think this is very immoral. But this is a conditioning. If you want to know your real nature, this consciousness, then why you are so much afraid? We are so much obsessed with the body. We are so much clinging to the body. We are so identified with the body that we think this is, if we are not acquainted with the other person, if we don't know the other person, how can you have sex? But then the two person will meet, two personality will meet. It will not be a meeting of two energy, the yin and yang, the feminine and the masculine energy, the male and the female energy. And the thing in Tantra, you are not concerned about the other, you are concerned what is happening within you. So, whatever may look to you as very immoral, because of whatever the morality you know is all given by a sick and ignorant society. When your motive is to transform yourself, when your motive is to know your real nature, then you don't care what are the beliefs of society. A person who is entering into Tantra sex, he has to be very alert. He is not at all not concerned about the form, about the beauty of the other person. He is concerned about the energy. He is concerned what is happening within him. And as you go deeper into it, then you will become more meditative. When you are sexually not repressed, your energy becomes one, otherwise you are divided. If you have any belief about sex, this is something dirty, this is wrong, then you will always be a hypocrite, because sex is a reality. Your each and every cell of your body is made up of sex. Only if you become conscious, you can go beyond, you can transcend your biology. So you will have to do many meditation techniques. Your whole body has become poisonous. It has so much knot has been created in the body. In Hindi it is called ghat. Your energy is not flowing smoothly. It is being obstructed because of repression. So many glands has been created. That has to be all destroyed so that your energy become one. You have become multi-psychic. So many people are residing within you. They are all going in different direction. So first thing is to purify your body by vomiting out, by throwing out, by catharting whatever you have collected unconsciously. Then your energy has to be awakened. Only when your prana energy is awakened, that helps you to become conscious. If your prana energy is very low or it is going down, then you cannot become awake. So the energy has to be awakened. Once the energy is awakened, then you can become conscious. You can become more alert. Repeat the third sentence.
How can a perverted mind be healed from its sickness?
Mind is the content of the consciousness. And whatever you have collected, whatever you call mind, is all collected unconsciously in ignorance. So how can the mind be healed? How can the perverted mind be healed? You will have to go beyond the mind. Why you are clinging so much to the mind? Mind is the sickness. Mind is the disease. You have to become a no mind. Being no mind means being conscious, being a witnessing conscious. You have to bring light in. When you are conscious, then this consciousness is contentless. There is no content in it. When there is some content, then you become divided. Then you become small. So when you are conscious, you can use the mind, but you are separate from it. It is like the electricity, the light within. The bulb is not part of the mechanism. Even if you destroy the mechanism, the bulb, electricity is not destroyed. So this consciousness is like electricity. It is not born, so it cannot die. If you want to be free from the perverted mind, then you have to break this identification. Yeah, and you can break the identification only by being conscious. The more conscious you are, the less perverted you will be. The less conscious you are, more perverted you will be. So without making total effort, without giving total energy to it, there is no possibility of transformation. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, very clear, Swami. Very wonderful, beyond excellent, Swami.
Why you are all the time talking about the mind? Why this obsession for mind?
Because I thought this is the barrier to know myself.
Every day you are listening something beyond mind, you are all the time talking about the mind. This is being a monkey, Western monkey. Consciousness is always the subject. It can never become the object. Okay.